My name is Emmanuel, and I used to be from MP. And I just today I'm going to share with you about the questionnaire tool. So you probably already looked at the questionnaire tool. You probably send it to your friends already. But it's this a quick recap is that it's this thing about mood. But we send this image to our friend, asking them what their current mood is, and whatever their mood is, we send them this corresponding quote. And from there, we kind of probably talked about why they're feeling that way, and um, yeah, and you know what led them to feel this way. Yeah, and so from there, this is step one. Hopefully, you move on to step two, which is bridging it to the gospel. There are two ways. One is um about how we have different emotions, and actually, these emotions come from God. And God who made us, created us like him, has different emotions too. And from there, we can kind of link to the gospel um, through, God creating us and talk about, how Jesus, the other sees. As the second one, where you could talk about how even in different moods, in highs and lows, God is one person that wants a relationship with us and wants to be involved in our lives, despite whatever we feel. And after that, we can move on to step three, which is to inviting them to the gospel. So once they're done with step two, you can move on and start to ask them how and what they feel about the gospel. Before we start doing all this, I just want to share a quick verse, and that's from Philippians. Let me share a screen. Yeah, so for Philippians 4, verse 10 to 13. So let me read this. I rejoice greatly in the Lord that at last you renewed your concern for me. Indeed, you were concerned, but you had no opportunity to show it. I'm not saying this because I'm in need, but I have learned to be content whatever the circumstances. I know what it is to be in need, and I know what it is to have plenty. I've learned the secret of being content in any and every situation, whether well fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want. And do all this to him who gives me strength. Um, Yeah, so I think we're talking about emotions, and right now, as you start to share the gospel, or as you even before you send, are you probably going through a lot of emotions as well, personally? It's probably maybe scary to want to send to a friend, or maybe there's a lot of anxiety or worry, or maybe it's fine for you. Um, but I think what Paul displays here is this um ability to be very confident in what God has and will do for him. Um, And whatever it is, whether in highs and lows circumstances, or whether in high or low emotions, Paul is confident that God will give him strength to do what God wants him to do. And yeah, and so I think in this point of time, I pray that whether we are in need or whether we are have plenty, that we can have that same confidence and trust in God through this process. Yeah, and so with that in mind, I hope that we can um you can start sharing and be confident in whatever situation, whatever thing happened after that. Lastly, now is about the Christmas season. You see all the Christmas things happening, and once you share the gospel, it's actually a really good idea if you can also invite them to probably celebrate Christ. And I mean, this is a great opportunity to invite them to do an activity with you, and also we'll continue talking, having conversation with them about the gospel. So, um, hopefully you see you all there, and see you there with your friends as well. If not, that's all I have for today.